a 2-mile wait to get past the damn green line.
Who gets hit by a bear in the neighborhood, call Joe Murray.
I happen to trust Joe Murray.
First time I ever met Joe Murray was at a Hooter.
All right, welcome in 98.5 The Sports Hub. I'm Joe Murray. We got you for an hour here reacting to the Patriots come from behind win in Baltimore yesterday. You want to get into it? This is the spot to do it at 617-779-0985. What's up to our friends on YouTube as well? Just go to youtube.com, search 98.5 The Sports Hub, and boom! I try to read all your comments. I try to be social with you all. I already see Prince Humperdinck's in there. Matt, of course, Brother Bluto. And we got our boy TTC in there. So where do we start? Well, it's our opening take, which is presented by Super Service Today. Winter's here. Don't get caught in the cold. Super Service Today delivers New England's most complete home heating system health and safety check. Catching problems before they catch you. Stay safe. Stay warm. Book now at superservicetoday.com. And the leadoff take is this. The Patriots won a game where they played horrible, and their quarterback bailed them out. That's the take, because it's a fact. That's what happened yesterday. The Patriots now are 12-3 on the year after their 28-24 come from behind win. They were down 11 points in the fourth quarter. When you saw Derrick Henry run all over the Patriots and score that extra touchdown to go up 11, you wanted to turn your TV off. You wanted to flick around the channels. Maybe you wanted some ice cream. I don't know. All I know is I thought it was going to be a long post game because I was here till 3 a.m. last night. But that's not what happened. The Patriots were methodical. Is that the word? They checked down at times. They had big chunk plays. They scored by guys like Kyle Williams, which we'll get into in a minute here. They found Ramondre Stevenson had a resurgence yesterday. But the Patriots now sit 12-3, and the biggest thing of it all, they clinched a playoff berth before Christmas. How about that? If you told me the Patriots will be a playoff team before Christmas, I would have told you you're out of your mind, because you are. Patriots and Drake May won in dramatic fashion. I mentioned that they erased the 11-point fourth quarter deficit, but it was Drake May who buried them and willed them to the way. 2 touchdown drives. Comeback win. Clinch a playoff berth on the road? Who could be poo-pooing that? Drake May went 12 of 14 for 139 yards and a touchdown in the fourth quarter. His first 300-yard passing game with 380. He had his first fourth quarter comeback. But if we're being real, the Patriots got pushed around all night on defense. All night long. They hung in there, though. 10-10 at halftime. Lamar Jackson leaves the game with a back injury and didn't return. Patriots go up 13-10 as they receive the ball out of the half. Then Baltimore started using Zay Flowers and Derrick Henry. Zay Flowers, touchdown, looked awful defensively. I saw Del Pettis get smoked by Isaiah Likely. And then Derrick Henry goes up. Drake May and the offense struggled all night long. But that 9-play drive that ended with a Kyle Williams touchdown. Do you know these numbers on Kyle Williams of all pass catchers with at least 15 targets? Williams is the leading receiver at 27 per reception. He's one of 8 receivers in the league to record 3 touchdowns of 30 yards or more this season. So what happened after that? They go for 2. They get it. It's a 3-point game. The defense gets a stop. Drake May leads another touchdown drive, of course, with some controversy. Another non-PI call, which is starting to just, now it's like them versus the refs, and I love it. Patriots respond. Big plays to Mac Hollins. Another big play to Stefon Diggs. They converted a 4th down that I didn't agree with at the time. And it was capped off by a Ramondre Stevenson touchdown run to take the lead 28-24. Then it was the defense who had a chance to make a play, and they did. Zay Flowers, once again, with a key turnover in a big position for Baltimore as Chason gets the fumble, and they closed out the victory. So for me, the fact that they were playing terribly all night long, looked like they were getting pushed around, they hung around. Drake May was getting smoked, hit every which way you could think of. But Mike Vrabel talked about the identity of the team. And he said before we left, we said we needed to pack two things, our belief in our identity, and I feel like we did, said the head coach. 15 games into the season, Mike Vrabel believes his team has formed an identity. Quote, I think we're pretty resilient. I think we got a bunch of guys that can help us on any given night. I think that's something. I think we played hard. I hope that we play hard. I hope when it comes off screen, there's no more evident here than the last play. The play is never over. Guys being able to chase the football on defense and offensively, guys trying to finish longer than the guy with the ball. Trying to make some plays downfield and spring some guys. Sometimes we don't always make the right decision. Hopefully we continue to work on that and focus on that, especially in the heat of the moment. But Vrabel went on to say, I felt like they competed for 4 quarters, and I agree. Mike Vrabel praised 3 things this year. Effort, finish, and beat bad football. They did all of that while not playing good football. That's what the Patriots did, everyone. And I also want to say this. You can give me no Lamar, hey, they played terrible all night long. Winning on the road in the NFL isn't easy. But you know what else the Patriots did? They silenced some doubters, saying they can't play 60 minutes. The schedule is so easy. Winning on the road and coming from behind after blowing a 21-point lead the week before, that's resilience. And to be honest with you, it's team building. On the other side, I do want to get into Stefon Diggs and just the addition of him and what it's done for the Patriots this year. But you saw a guy like him last night being resilient and leading the way. So the path for the Patriots now for the number 1 seed and a bye and home field advantage, beat the Jets this week, beat Miami. You need to hope Denver gets a loss to KC or the Chargers. I'll say this before we go to break. There may still be some doubters out there. But I apologize, but I'm not sorry. You're just going to have to wait for the playoffs to see what the Patriots are made of. But last night, the Patriots passed the test. We'll leave it there at 617-779-0985. Your thoughts on the Patriots come from behind win. What's next for the Pats? And Stefon Diggs had a monster night. I wanted to get into that. There's some Red Sox moves too. I don't want to let that off the table. And the Celtics are in action tonight. What's going on with all that? And the Poly Market, Jake will appreciate this who's here. The Poly Market has some big news regarding the Celtics. We'll do all that as we're here until 7 o'clock. I'm Joe Murray. You're listening to 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Don't go anywhere. There's more Joe Murray. On the way on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Going to the Celtics game tonight and still need tickets? Ace Ticket has you covered. Buy local and save money. Get the best seats at the lowest prices. Visit aceticket.com.
Hey, it's Big Jim. Hurry in to Arlene and Roberta Fine Jewelry this week because their sparkle sale ends this Friday, December 26th. You don't want to miss. Savings up to 75% off, so go.
Said he went out with his family and friends after the game to celebrate. I wonder what they got. After that type of performance last night from Stefon Diggs, who was a monster. I can't highlight enough the acquisition of Stefon Diggs after people bringing up Diggs December. Oh, he always wears down in the month of December. Stefon Diggs, 9 catches, 138 yards on Sunday Night Football. Quote, prime time, my time, said Stefon Diggs. I mean, come on. How about that fourth down play? You just heard it there. Now, on that fourth down play, just to bring it up, I hated what they did on 3rd and short. They went to Kyle Williams. I hated it. Awful. Terrible. Where was Stefon Diggs? That's what I said. Why are you not throwing to Stefon Diggs? And on 4th down at the sticks, boom, big play. On a 4th down, he was the guy in crunch time. There's been other guys in crunch time. There have been. Hunter Henry was one of them. He did have a touchdown yesterday, but had 2 drops back-to-back weeks. But Stefon Diggs opened the game with a big catch, and then he had to leave the game. He didn't want to go out. He said it was his shoulder, not his head. He went to the tent. He goes, I was blacking out, bro. They were holding me in the tent. They said I had a concussion, but they never touched my head. I never laid on the ground. They monitored me for a concussion. I said I never had a concussion. I was touching my shoulder, so how y'all say I had a concussion? Said he was fighting to get back out there. It was the first drive. He was wired to get back out there and make plays for his team. He had a little stall. Damn, I'm supposed to be out there. I feel like I let the team down. He apologized afterwards, but you can't stop me from being out on the field, he said. I love this guy. I love this guy. I don't think they win the game last night without Stefon Diggs. His intensity, keeping guys engaged. As you heard there, he said he was talking up Drake May. What didn't Stefon Diggs do on the football field last night? On and off the field. Every week, right? He might have 3 catches, but they're huge catches, right? When you think of what Stefon Diggs, the whole offseason, right? They missed out on so many different receivers. This is the perfect guy for them. Now, in the end, will we look at their receivers and say maybe they could have an upgrade? Absolutely. But for this year, when everybody else was saying no at wide receiver, Stefon Diggs said yes. Now, he got money. He got some guaranteed money, and they made him earn it. And he had the pink bag of drugs and everything on the boat and the Cardi B stuff and all that. But make no mistake about it. When it matters most, Stefon Diggs performs and shows up. And it's exactly what they needed. So was this a response to the December Diggs conversations? Was it a response? I had a chance to ask Greg Bedard last night in Bo's game. He said probably. Because Bedard's one of the ones who called people in Buffalo. And they're the ones who told him. So I'm not saying that Bedard started it. People were telling Bedard this in Buffalo. So post-game, Bedard thought it was him being motivated. Now, Vrabel going for it on 4th down, again, that's nails. The team's been aggressive all season long. I thought at times last night they needed to be a little passive, only for the simple fact that when Lamar Jackson's out of the game, you got to protect the ball at all costs. Drake May had the interception. He had a fumble. He had the butt fumble as well. Is it okay if we call it a butt fumble, Westover? Westover hit his butt. Not the same kind of traditional holiday butt fumble, Jake, as you may remember. But definitely, though, butt fumble-esque. But Vrabel going for it on 4th down there, I questioned it. I really questioned whether or not should they kick the field goal. Should they go for it? What should they do? So there was a lot there on the table. Oh, how about the fake punt last night? And if you remember the drive before they had the fake punt, but they had a delay a game, if you can remember that. The delay a game, they were kind of setting up for something. Something was smelly with that one. Very smelly when it came to that one. So not sure why they didn't, not sure why they went with all that. Maybe they saw something there. The other thing I wanted to mention about the Patriots yesterday was they sent all 4 of their kickoffs into the end zone for touchbacks. I wonder if that was in reasoning of what happened last week, letting Buffalo start so much from, the 48, 50-yard line, whatever it was at that point. So a lot there to unpack from last night. We'd love to hear from you at 617-779-0985. We have Jake in with us. Jake's been here all day. He's in with Felger and Maz. And here he is now working the last hour before we hand things off to the Celtics. Jake, did I miss anything? Stefon Diggs was nails. Drake May buried them. Got them, basically willed them to victory last night. And I questioned a lot of how bad they were, but in the end, it doesn't matter. They won the game.
Yeah, I mean, I think you hit on all the major points. I think the one thing I'll highlight here, though, is Drake May in the fact that we talk about the offensive line and how they're decimated with injuries right now. And his pocket awareness, I think, kept him out of some bad hits, some brutal hits. We saw Lamar Jackson go down. It's very easily, and you don't wish this on anybody, of course, but it's very easy. Another quarterback takes a brutal hit, and they're on the sideline for a few periods, few plays. So Drake May, I feel like, is playing with danger in that sense because the offensive line is, so many new pieces, so many moving parts to it that they're not used to playing with each other. And Drake May could be in danger of that. But his pocket awareness is, I feel like, it's such an elite skill of his that he's able to neglect and get away from some of those plays that could potentially put him on the sideline. And that's a very valuable trade for a quarterback.
I absolutely believe it, but I do think he needs to lean on some guys. He doesn't want to be a check down Charlie, but I did think Ramondre Stevenson being there to block, confident in his ability, checking down to him and letting him make moves. It was all there. They even had him on a one-on-one down the sideline, went off his hands, but I do think that I wish a receiver was on that play, right? Because I think a receiver makes that catch personally. But Stevenson was there. He beat his man. It was just slightly off a little bit. But I do think that, when you're down, you got to rely on everybody. He relied on Diggs. He relied on Stevenson. He found Hunter Henry, Austin Hooper, Mac Hollins, right? Even Kyle Williams, for that matter. That's Drake May having trust in other guys, too. So, I want to, as much as, it was Drake May that picked them up and did all that, the other guys believe in him. He believed in those guys, too.
I feel like at that point with Stevenson, it's a good point you bring up, but who would normally fill that role? It's probably Henderson.
Yeah.
Speedy, receiving-ish type back. Henderson's the back that's probably in on that play.
And he was out.
And he gets out.
And May talked about that after the game about how many different guys were in the huddle all night. He said they had 3 different linemen at one point, and they were going jumbo early on. So last night, a lot of things happened. They started jumbo. They went down. They had so many different changes. I think that's why their coaching staff, with the history and head coaching and everything, was huge. I do want to get into John Harbaugh on the other side here, but the Patriots now just have to win out and need the Broncos to lose a game. What are your thoughts on the way that the AFC is all set up?
Right now, the AFC is wide open. I don't think there's a true contender. We've talked about this since it feels like October when the Patriots really started to put together these wins and string together. All of a sudden, you started looking around and saying, oh, wait a minute. The Patriots could get the number 1 seed. And we were talking in August about the division was so out of reach. Maybe the wild card was at play, but anything outside of that seemed fictitious at best to suggest. And now we're sitting here at Christmas saying the Patriots are going to potentially get a first-round bye. I think it's wide open. They could totally get that. And they're neck and neck right now with Denver. So, yeah, when you look at the path math and you want to start looking and seeing what games they could win, name a team that has an easier schedule than the Patriots the rest of the way. Jets and Dolphins, are you kidding me? Now, I know the Dolphins in the last few years have given them trouble late in the season, but come on. If you're in this situation, you got to take advantage of it. Jets and Dolphins, this thing should be wrapped up.
I am kind of curious, Jake, how they handle this. I talked to Bedard last night post-game. I asked him about this. Hey, how do you think they handle this week with all the injuries they have? He thinks it's going to be status quo, same thing as normal. It might be the final game of the year where maybe they look at things a little differently. But Milton Williams can come off the IR this week. So I wonder if you even force that in there. And then who knows, of all the injuries, the one that concerns me the most is Henderson. I think they need him in the mix.
Yeah, Henderson is a good shout. I feel like for me, it's going to be, I'm going to default to the offensive line. Will Campbell not being back, and on the other side too, Milton Williams, Those are the two guys I got circled to see how they perform because you need those guys. Will Campbell was your 3rd overall pick this year.
And they can be back-to-back weeks. You can get Williams back this week, Campbell back next week.
And Williams, we talked about in the offseason about how productive he could be because he was in such a limited role in Philadelphia. He comes in and he's pretty much your run defense. They didn't let a rusher get 50 yards on the ground the first, I think, 9 games of the season. He goes down, and it's been a crapshoot since then. So you need him, especially in the playoffs when these games start to get tighter and teams start to run the football. You're going to need your run stopper back, and he needs to be healthy.
You can make the case him and Spillane.
Spillane too, yes.
Just putting them back will make Barmore much better. Tavai will be a better player. I mean, last night they were down a defensive lineman. They put Jennings on the line. He had a big sack, if you remember. Made a couple of big plays. Last night was a real team effort. And did they play well? They didn't. But did they make a play when they needed to? Yes. And did their quarterback bring them back when they needed to? That's the story, everyone. That's the first time the Patriots have had a comeback win of 11 points or less since 28-3. That's the first time. You can say whatever you want about the schedule or Lamar Jackson not playing or why didn't Derrick Henry get the ball, because we'll talk about it. The Patriots could have beat the Hopkinton team or Foxborough High. I don't care. They came back down 11 points and turned the ball over when they needed to. That's all I asked for, really.
How do you think Mike Vrabel feels about the Milton Williams coming back and Barmore? Yeah, I think I got a good answer for that.
And we consider him one of our better players. And just like Eiler, quarterback.
Oh, the quarterback.
Expect the quarterback's going to have to play good for us to win.
The quarterback has to play good for us.
It'd be great if Milton Williams comes back, but the quarterback's going to have to be great for us to win. So
we expect the quarterback's going to have to play.
Can the Patriots win a game when Drake May doesn't play well?
No. So yeah, his point's valid. I kind of understood his point, but also this is from last Monday. Vrabel was asked specifically about Christian Barmore and Milton Williams' potential replacement, and he answers by bringing up Drake May and the quarterback. Yes, of course, everybody knows the quarterback's the most important position. You don't bring up your quarterback and name it into this, best player situation. Put it like this, Joe. Is Christian Barmore on the same level as Drake May? No. Anybody would say no to that.
No.
So, but Mike Vrabel has to bring up Drake May in a question directly about Christian Barmore and the replacement and the rotation of the defensive line for Christian Barmore. I'm not letting him off the hook for this. This was a week ago. I know this. I kind of played it to be tongue-in-cheek. But this comment right here, I think, says a lot about what Mike Vrabel thinks needs to go right for the Patriots. He needs Drake May to step up, and Drake May, call him out on that with his performance Sunday night.
Well, I like that you are calling them out for that, Jake. I'm glad you hear things that I didn't. Because last week it was all about what? Mike Vrabel's blaming Josh McDaniels for everything. Did I think McDaniels was great last night? I think when it mattered, he was. I think when it mattered. Is it weird to me that at times I love Josh McDaniels when he's down in the game? Like when they're down, man, he just knows how to call. I hated the reverse. Did you see the old reverse early on in the game?
Yes, I did.
That was horrible.
That was bad.
Did we even talk about the fake punt? Oh, yeah, I did.
Is that a McDaniels decision, though?
No. But Vrabel will blame him, though.
Yeah, probably.
That was the whole point of last week. Now, does Josh McDaniels get credit this week for coming back with multiple big-time drives? Still focusing the ball downfield?
No, you know why? Because it comes down to what?
You're him one of our better players, and just like Eiler, quarterback.
Just like the quarterback.
Oh, he said just like I've learned.
Just like the quarterback.
Just like I've learned. It's all come down to the quarterback. So basically, Mike Vrabel has learned throughout his playing career and coaching career. Nothing else matters unless the quarterback plays well.
Good job, Mike. I think we all
should I just do my job like that now? Oh, Trevor Lawrence plays well. The Jacksonville Jaguars are great. I mean, Bo Nix
that
played.
Caleb Williams guy in Chicago.
Caleb Williams. I mean, you see that guy?
And the Washington this year without Jaden Daniels? Oh, terrible.
I mean, the Seattle Seahawks are the top seed in the in the AFC West, or just in the NFC. Comes out, Sam Darnold just doesn't throw 4 interceptions in a game. It's pretty good, right?
That comes down to the quarterback.
Just comes down to that. Wow. I can't believe it's almost 2026 and I've just learned that.
The quarterback's going to have to play good.
Play good, not well.
Thanks, Mike.
Good. He didn't even say well. Play good. All right. We'll take a break here. We'll hit the headline. I'm Joe Murray, and what the hell was John Harbaugh doing last night? I need more. Oh, and I got stats for you, too. And the Red Sox made a move today, or didn't make a move today. Well, I'll tell you what that is as we take you up until the Celtics, and I am going to keep teasing it. There is somebody out there who thinks the Celtics can be the number 1 seed. I'll give you that before we get out of here. Let's get the headline. I'm Joe Murray, 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Essential Sports Hub headline presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Patriots winners now 12-3 in their playoff bound 28-24 over the Ravens last night. So And you know what? Zay Flowers is a good player. Don't get me wrong. But my little Zay, you turn over the ball. Is that good Beach Boys stuff right there?
I think a little off key, but we'll take it.
It's just my little Zay. You can't hold on to the ball. A fumble. You always fumble. Last year, if you remember, right? Was it the Bills game? He reaches over to the sideline, but it's a fumble. I wish I bet on that. Zay Flowers to just fumble the ball away. His name's Zay Flowers, and he's really good, but he turns the ball over so much as he should. It's true. Could make it a song. It's like the Beach Boys. Yeah, listen, Zay Flowers is a great player, but come on, man. Hang on to the ball. How about Lamar? Should I get on Lamar Jackson too, or do I take it easy on him? Because, he's getting back. My neck, my back, my neck, and my back. Lamar's always getting hurt. Every year, MVP, this and that. Is he going to play tonight? He had the sniffies this week, and he couldn't even make it to halftime. I don't know. At some point, who do I blame? Who gets the blame in Baltimore? Every year, it's Lamar. This is his year. It's Lamar's year. Oh, Lamar's got no weapons. You go get him Zay Flowers. You bring in DeAndre Hopkins. You get him Derrick Henry. He's got no option. And then you throw it to Mark Andrews, and he drops the damn ball on a 2-point conversion last year. But it's not Lamar Jackson's fault, everybody. So who's it fall on? Well, last night, make no doubt about it, when you lose multiple games with double-digit leads, at some point you got to look at the head coach. Now, I'd look at Todd Monken too, though. This is a guy that was a hire out of Georgia, won a national championship, and boom, they put him with Lamar Jackson like they think that's a great fit. It's not working, bro. And you know who's going to get it in the end, right? Lamar Jackson or John Harbaugh? Who are you going to take? Who are you going to take in that situation there, Jake?
Probably Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, exactly. Because you're paying him. He's good. Everyone around the league loves him. Everyone loves him. He's a fantastic football player.
I might not take Lamar Jackson if you didn't already pay him.
That's a good point. They had a choice not to do that a year ago.
And they chose to do so,
which
was the right
in.
decision. Of course, anybody with they
could have traded him. Remember, there was talk. We were doing it on sports radio. Would you give up 2 first-round picks for Lamar Jackson? Would you? Right now, today, would you?
Oh, today, probably.
If you're the New Orleans Saints, would you give up 2 first-round picks for Lamar Jackson?
I don't know if I would give up 2, I guess.
If you're the New York Jets, would you give up their pick?
Yeah,
and other stuff for Lamar
Jets,
Jackson?
Bottom of the barrel NFL franchise.
Every team in the league would do it, except for the Pats, of course.
Yeah, because they got May.
No, but Lamar Jackson, to me, right? The stuff he did in college, winning a Heisman at that, he elite. And he was there for the Patriots. And then what draft was that? I can't even remember. Was it N'Keal Harry draft? Anyways, Josh McDaniels wanted him. He wanted him. Belichick wanted him. Belichick's talked about one of his biggest regrets is not drafting Lamar Jackson. He's openly spoken about that. But I'm starting to wonder about the Ravens in general. For years, they were built around that defense, and Kyle Hamilton made a couple of really great plays. I mean, Kyle Van Noy was making plays for them last night. But I don't know. I look at the Ravens and I see all their great players, and they draft well. Dude, they draft linemen incredibly. As far as the model of the Ravens, they draft well. They sign good free agents. People take less money, and Harbaugh's considered this great coach. And you have an MVP candidate. You bring in Derrick Henry. All these guys are good. Rashad Bateman, first-round pick. Zay Flowers. Isaiah Likely's turned into a really good tight end, right? They have all these great things. They can't win. They can't win. So last night, Derrick Henry's running the ball down their throats. Scores a touchdown. He never saw the ball once again after that. If that was me today, because last week, I got on Josh McDaniels about running the ball 3 times. They ran the ball 3 times and had 1 first down, and I said it all week long. So how does Derrick Henry not get the ball? How? And don't give me platoon crap. I almost said the other word. But Baltimore Ravens coach John Harbaugh was addressed questions today about his job security. His quote, "I try to do the job, not try to keep the job. My focus for the last 18 years and the last 41 years in coaching is do the best job I can today." Well, sir, yesterday you did not do the best job. You did not. You're 63. It's one of the most challenging seasons of your career. You were Super Bowl favorite odds at one point. You have one of the MVP candidates in the league. The lack of carries for Derrick Henry should be questioned. It should be questioned. They started 1-5. They won 5 in a row. You lose that game last night, that's a fireable offense. I'm sorry. Absolutely fireable. And you look at coaches all over the league now, like Mike Tomlin's criticized. Harbaugh's criticized. Both guys have won championships. Literally have won championships. But in the end, it was their defense that blew it again because their defense has been in question all year long. The one thing I will say about Harbaugh, though, and I know I got to go to break. Harbaugh, how many times did he say on the broadcast, Snoop Huntley can do the same things that Lamar Jackson can? Sorry, bro. Sorry. That was an insult. That was insulting. I hope the whole team heard that. You hear that, Jake, last night?
Yeah, maybe he took something from Vrabel.
You know, the quarterback's going to have to play good.
Well, Snoop didn't. Snoop-a-loop. Snoop to the doop. Where's your guy with your friend with the hat? All right. We got to go to break, everybody. We got Celtics basketball. I wanted to just hit on a couple of things before we get out of here. And, of course, this hour of the Sports Hub is brought to you by Valvoline. It's an oil change. Enjoy quick and convenient vehicle maintenance this month. Visit NewEnglandOilChange.com. You'll save 15% off your next draft oil change at Valvoline. It's an oil change, the official oil change of busy people. We'll take a quick break, and we'll take you right into Celtics basketball next. And then he tries to beat the Patriots, and he fumbles again. He's his little Zay.
More Joe Murray coming up on the Sports Hub.